All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fengyun Dota 2 tournament. Here we have game number 2 between Vici Gaming and First Departure here in this best of 3 series. Of course, this is the third round of 16 match we've had today. We've got 4 in total for you. Already 2 teams have moved on, 2 teams have fallen out, and we'll see if Vici Gaming can, of course, take this victory and move on, or First Departure can bring it to a game number 3. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. My name is Walt. With me tonight is Baskip. How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. It's been a lot of Dota so far. There's even more to go, but definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the sun is rising here, of course, in eastern New York, and I'm looking forward to casting this game with the beautiful sun on the horizon. But as of right now, we've got some Dota to watch. And, of course, Vici Gaming, they'll pick up the Alchemist, and somehow that got through. But guess what else got through? The Elder Titan and the Mirana. First Departure are going to go for that with their first pick. But Alchemist, so strong. People have been... I think this is the first time I've seen Alchemist and, you know, this entire week of casting, at least, you know, from the Chinese perspective. So it's an interesting pickup for Vici Gaming, I think.
Yeah, Vici Gaming getting their hands on a lot of really powerful heroes. First Departure prioritizing getting rid of the Bristleback. And this looks like First Departure had a bit of a quick roster change during the break, so both of the stand-ins were replaced for a different stand-in and Chibix. And we're also over on the Singapore server now, for anybody wondering. So First Departure should have a pretty significant ping advantage. It'll probably just be everything reversed. So yeah, everyone on First Departure is like around 70, and everybody on Vici is around 160. And that's before we even get in game. We'll probably have to check again once we're actually underway.
Yeah, and this is going to be tough now for VG with that ping difference. We saw how First Departure played in the last game. Obviously, you could say some of that was their own play, but a lot of that has to do with ping issues. So First Departure, they're going to get a chance to bring this to a third game on, you know, their home servers, realistically. And they have 2 good heroes to start off and do it. The Mirana and the Elder Titan. Elder Titan, we talked about it a little bit earlier in the evening. He's seen a sort of loss of play because, of course, in 6.79C, he got his base damage of his Astral Spirit nerfed again. Still a strong hero. He does have natural order, and Earth Splitter is always a great ability as well. He can set up ganks and roam around effectively and be a really good offlaner altogether. But is it going to be enough for First Departure here, especially when VG get Clockwork and Alchemist to start things off?
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it feels like both teams are getting a lot of their just absolute favorite heroes.
Remaining.
So it should be really interesting. Honestly, I'm kind of hoping that Vici just take the 2-0 and we don't have to come down to a coin flip. Because I think it would have to be a coin flip for the server for the final game, right? That would be the only quote-unquote fair way to do it.
Right.
But to bring the series down to a coin flip, to me, is a bit of a shame. So,
well,
I don't know.
That all hinges
we'll see if
on
it
the
happens.
fact. That all hinges on the fact VG lose this game, and that's. It's still, I think, First Departure has that advantage, but with the way Vici Gaming has been playing the past couple of weeks, especially like with the play that we've seen already this week, I'd be very surprised to see them, you know, go down very easily against First Departure. They're going to put up a fight, that much is certain, and with First Departure, they are going to go for the Storm Spirit, and that's a hero that does work well with the Mirana as well. I mean, Elder Titan doesn't do bad there. Plenty of roaming around. They've got a lot of mobility on their team, which is exactly what they need against something like a Clockwork. I mean, Mirana leaps out of the cogs, Storm Spirit will ball lightning away. I like their draft so far.
I'm a big fan of Storm Spirit as a hero, but I worry about him a little bit in this game. Vici Gaming are very adept at going for their early ganks, for their early movements around the map. They could just choose to run the Alchemist mid if they wanted to, so they can always have a stun sitting there waiting in the lane ready for support to roam in. And maybe, I think First Departure may be jumping the gun a little bit with this Storm Spirit. I mean, there's nothing in the way that they've drafted up to this point that screams, I'm going to pick Storm, you have to, you know, that I'm going to pick Storm, and I have to do it before Vici Gaming ban it out. So,
yeah,
a little bit surprised about the Storm Spirit. Maybe First Departure could have fished for a bit more information, pick up a support, something like that.
Agreed.
But I don't think it should matter too much in the long run.
No, I don't think so either, but I do agree with you. We'll see what they want to do, though, for their supports right now, because realistically they have nothing, unless they're playing that Mirana as a support, and I don't see that happening. Vici Gaming, they get that value third pick Rubik, which I feel like First Departure maybe made a bit of a mistake banning banning out a couple of the other heroes that maybe weren't as big of a factor as the Rubik. Then again, I can understand them banning out the heroes they did, especially the Timbersaw as well as the Luna, but that Rubik does get through, which means Alchemist and Rubik, theoretically together as supports, could do a very nice job. Alchemist could always go mid as well. They have that potential with that lineup. First Departure, though, their lineup's not necessarily set in stone either, though supports are going to be needed right now. You can see a couple of them have already been banned out from Vici Gaming. The first 3 bans actually came through were support bans for them. And what do they pick up in this scenario? Visage isn't available, Crystal Maiden's not available.
Remaining.
They go for a Sand King instead. Wow, I like that.
Dire team pick.
I like the Sand King, but the nagging feeling is like, why didn't you just take the Rubik and then take the Storm Spirit 4th? But anyway, I'll drop the point. So Vici Gaming, we'll see what they end up going for here. I'm thinking maybe it's going to be Alchemist mid, yeah. So they pick up the little Shrek
Radiant
here,
team
and
banned.
now they have a super formidable roaming combo. This Storm Spirit is going to have a hard time, to say the least, I think.
Agreed. And this, we've seen this more and more and more. Less Shrek getting picked up, and if they roam early enough, they have the Split Earth, they have the Telekinesis, and like you said, Storm's going to have a tough time with it, I think. It just depends on how well they smoke, when they do it. Can they
5
catch him out?
seconds remaining.
You know, how's mid doing as well? And so with the Unstable Concoction to lead the way as well, it's still, I think,
Reserve
not necessarily a
time.
guaranteed kill, but still very easy for VG if they can get
Dire
it done.
team banned.
On the other side, First Departure, they have that Sand King, so they have stuns to set up things like the Arrow. The Marana Sacred Arrow is a big deal. I think
Radiant
it does a lot of
team
damage
pick.
early on. But really the biggest thing about Marana is the Moonlight Shadow. So VG have to be prepared for early, you know, potential smoke ganks as well as the Moonlight Shadow. Moonlight Shadow during the team fight. And just all-around annoyingness coming out from that hero. The last couple of bans are going to come through. They get rid of the Bane, which really does well with the Marana. Set up the Nightmare into the Arrow. It's a pretty easy combo there. And the Weaver on the side of First Departure.
Man, I kind of want to see Vici Gaming just go for the Pugna
10
here.
seconds
I think
remaining.
it's amazing against Sand King at all points in the game.
5 seconds
Fast
remaining.
push is fantastic, but First Departure, they
Dire
at least
team
prepare
pick.
themselves a little bit if that does happen. They grab the Venom, so they get at least a little bit more counter push on top of what they had, and maybe seeing that Vici Gaming won't end up going for the Pugna here. We'll see what they have in mind.
Yeah, and the problem here, though, is I feel like for First Departure is that Marana doesn't do the most damage early on in terms of right-click. Now, that may not matter because you have a Sand King and Venomancer, but I feel like whatever they pick up here for VG might have a better start.
10
They can go for that
seconds
Pugna,
remaining.
absolutely. That gives them that pushing power, plus ganking potential from Clockwork, carry
5
potential with the
seconds
Alchemist,
remaining.
and just team-fighting potential all around. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them. And once again,
Reserve
another
time.
fast draft for them. They're only using the reserve time right now. That's like the first of their reserve time that they're using through this entire draft. So again, they know what they want to do. They pick it up. They're taking a little bit of time to think about this last hero, and you can see that maybe the Venomancer pick threw them off. Not sure, but you know there are a couple options for them. We'll have to wait and see what it is.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right about First Departure in... No, okay, it is going to be Clinks, but insofar as they don't have a lot of damage for the early game. Once they get things going and you drop a Poison Nova on a bunch of heroes who are being affected by natural order, then we can talk. But for the first 10 minutes of the game, say, they are a little bit lacking. I mean, Venomancer doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Gale is pretty mediocre now. Burrow Strike's alright, but yeah, Marana and Storm also need a little bit of farm to get going. So I am a bit surprised that Vici don't go for a slightly more early game oriented kind of lineup, because I think that's something that they're really good at, evaluating the enemy team's draft and saying, look, they can't actually fight us for the first 10-15 minutes, let's just go take all of their towers. But
Yeah, they might
it is
do
gonna
that
be the
anyway,
case.
though, with Sylar. I mean, they've used him effectively early on in the game. We saw in the Luna last time around. He was, able to get into ganks and get in good positions. So we'll have to wait and see if they continue on with that trend. We are going to jump into the game, though. It is, of course, the second game in a best-of-3 series, ladies and gentlemen. It's VG versus First Departure here, of course, for the Fengyun Dota 2 tournament. The round of 16. Now, VG, they win this one, they move on. And, of course, First Departure are done. But if First Departure take this one, it's going to go to game number 3. So, without further ado, let's jump into the lineups real quick for both sides. On the side of Vici Gaming, you've got FY on his favorite Rubik. Fenrir will be on the Leshrac. Sylar going to be on the
30
Clinks.
seconds to
Super is going to be on the Alchemist. And to round it all out, down in the bottom secret shop area, you have ROTK on the Clockwork. Baseskip, why don't you go ahead and do the side of First Departure?
For sure. So over on First Departure, we've got Lubby on the Sand King. We've got Chibix, 33. A Drafter over on the Marana. The stand-in, KS, is going to be over on your Venomancer. Achin will be the Storm Spirit heading towards mid lane. And off lane's going to be handled by Hana on the Elder Titan.
The battle
So,
begins.
already the lanes are being set up, as you can clearly see. You already talked about, of course, the side of first departure. ROTK now on that clock. We're going down bottom in that off lane. For the time being, Fenrir will sit mid. He'll probably just throw a ward up and maybe back off, making sure nothing gets counter-warded over there. KS, he has sentries up and ready to go if he wants to. Also going to grab that haste rune potentially. Defensive trial lane top coming out for the Radiant team, so they're just going to try to secure Sylar farm, but now it comes down to who roams effectively early on here, and you think about it, yeah, you got a Sand King, you do have a Venom-Mancer, they can roam effectively, but so can the side of Vici Gaming, so we'll see what happens early on here.
If History has been spotted, I don't think that Super should be caught out by it, honestly.
You look how far back
no
it is.
chance. Yeah, he's like, well, nope, I'm not giving them the opportunity.
Yep. KS is going to run at him, and Super's like, yeah, I know you're coming, so you could just don't do anything like that. He's going to throw the acid spray down. KS's haste rune will go away in just a couple of moments, and no rotations coming in from Vici Gaming. They throw out the Venomous Gale and just try to do some right clicks to him as well, and that's a bit annoying, but really there's no poison over time there. You can clearly see, and obviously the strike damage isn't that much, so he's forced to use a Tango, which I guess is annoying, but his battle will be done very soon.
At the very best, it's a tiny bit of a nuisance to the Alchemist. I mean, it's the same kind of overall impact that he would have had just harassing the Clockwork on the bottom lane. So it just makes use of the haste, but not really too much damage done.
So he will be annoyed, sort of like a fly coming at him, but then again, Venomancer becomes a lot more than a fly later on, and Super will continue to farm, and he's going to try to get up and keep pace with the Storm, who has that good start because of the help that kind of space brought him. Achin, though, is actually kind of low. He does have a salve, and his bottle will start failing out to him right now. And down bottom, they're getting plenty of farm here as the pull did go. A bit of damage going from Rana on the creep wave, and you can see he's just harassed a little bit. You can see, though, Clockwork is going to get back and just try to stop this creep wave from pushing up too much. Hana is sitting at level 2 as well. Fenrir, as well as FY, making sure that rune control goes for Super as of right now. That's something that, even though you're pulling for FD, you're not getting rune control for your Storm Spirit, which means that he'll have to crow this bottle in just a couple of moments here, it looks like. And there's a Smoker Deceit gank as well coming out from VG Gaming, and this is actually a good timing because Achin thinks they're going to go back up top, and you can see how far forward he is. He'll pull the creep wave back, but the Unstable is going to fly here in just a moment. It's going to go on the high ground. Now, Telekinesis should bring him back down to the low ground. Splitter first, though. Telekinesis if necessary. It looks like it's not. Super grabbing the kill, and that is just textbook roaming gank right there.
Yeah, really nicely done by Vici Gaming, and just what you expect, well, what you hope would happen for them against the Storm Spirit mid. And we talked about this in a previous game with the Storm. You only have so much of a window to go and gank him, but it's also a hero where if you get those early ganks down, you can really slow down how effective he's going to be in the game. And if the Clinks outraces him for the Orchid, then all of a sudden it's the Storm who's in trouble, not the Clinks.
Yeah.
So these little ganks can really add up.
Yeah, and you can see he's actually slowed down in terms of his farm. You talk about that Clinks, he's at 20 last hits right now, so he has picked up pace a little bit. And you expect that out of Sylar, who's considered one of the best carries, one of the best farmers in the world. So Sylar will do his utmost to try to get decent farm at a decent time. And, the Astral Spirit will be annoying from time to time, but I really don't expect Hana to do a whole lot in this top lane. Down in the bottom lane, ROTK continues to try to get farm for himself. He's sitting at 6 last hits, so he's actually ahead of the Elder Titan by a wide margin. So, of course, ROTK playing very well on top of that.
Yeah, ROTK doing quite well. I'd really like to see the first departure supports maybe matching the Vici supports gank for gank, so we'll see. Maybe making a move towards mid lane. Again, Alchemist is kind of the same. You've only got so much of a window to gank him before that 50 HP a second at level 1 kind of puts him out of harm's reach.
Yep, and I think they
Wow,
are
ROTK.
roaming. Oh my gosh, how did he get that rune? I didn't see it. He just ran at it, I'm assuming, and
Yeah, I think he just ran at it and grabbed the haste and away he went.
Yep. So he's actually going to head back home with that haste rune, but that's not going to stop the likes of Lubby and KS to look for a kill mid, or at least something to do. Maybe even go top, but while that's happening, there is a wraparound from FY, maybe looking for Hana here, who's sitting a little bit low under the tower. So you could see Achin, as well as Lubby and KS looking for this kill, maybe looking for a pull. Super in a bit of trouble. No usage of that Chemical Rage. Burrow Strike, Unstable gets off, but doesn't do anything. So a nice roaming kill, and they do match that roaming kill, of course, from the side of Vici. But now, Hana body blocked in that top lane, goes down. Sylar with a nice kill. That'll increase his farm and give them room to take this tier 1 tower down as well.
Yeah, really nice body block from FY, and the Vici supports just one step ahead at the moment. First Departure unwilling to give up this tower. Everybody's heading up.
Split Earth is going to land right on top of him. Telekinesis, they are coming in. The roam's through from First Departure. Fenrir, his Edict's doing work, but he should fall here. Sylar salves up Lubby. No usage of that Bro Strike. He's not enough mana now, and you can see Marana actually took the kill as well on FY. They turn it around. They're not able to get that tier 1 tower. It's a 2-for-1 trade in the end up in this top lane. And a deny.
Managing to get the deny as well. I think overall worth it. Though you have to be a little bit careful about giving RTK space on his clockwork. The guy is a monster on this hero, so yeah, a little bit of space created, but I think overall really nicely done by First Departure there.
Yeah.
Aside from Hana, who TP'd straight into his death, as you were saying.
Yep, that was a little bit of a misplay, but you know, his supports weren't quite there yet. Had they got there on time, he would have lived. Still, though, not a bad deal. I think what they would have liked more, though, is Sylar living. However, hold that thought mid lane. Ball Lightning cannot disjoint that. He's getting away in time. Split Earth does follow up, though, just enough, and Super is able to pick up that kill on the Storm Spirit. So another nice roam mid, and that's only one hero that they need to do that. So, and now Super does have Chemical Rage, so he can regen effectively and start balling out of control.
Storm Spirit panicked. You can't actually dodge it if you kind of roll forward just a little bit into the projectile, but if you roll away from it, it's just going to chase you until you stop, and that's going to be that. So, yeah, Storm maybe shouldn't have died there, but he's going to head top and maybe try and pick up Sylar.
Dust, yeah, Sylar should go down here. I'm not sure they have enough. The Ball Lightning, the Overload is going to go one more right click, and they will get Sylar in the end. While that happens, Fenrir picks up a kill mid on the Venomancer, and they're pushing down the tier 1 tower. There is a creep wave here, splitting up the Edict damage, but a 1-for-1 trade, and we're not sure about this tower just yet, though.
Yeah, First Departure is showing that they're really willing to defend these tier 1s if at all possible.
Yeah, they really want to try to get in here and just at least do something, and they don't want to give away free towers, and I like that. They're not losing too many heroes if they do come in and try to defend, and Vici Gaming is doing the smart thing. They're backing off. They're not doing anything too crazy. Well, the gank on Sylar is good. They got room for him to farm, which is nice, but you know, VG are still threatening, and they're still pushing, and they're still doing work here in the early game, in the early stages of the game as well. But you talked a little bit in the draft or after the draft is that the First Departure, if they get time, they get room and levels, as well as gold, they can be very effective in the mid-game up against a pretty tanky and overall annoying VG squad.
Yeah, the First Departure heroes are doing really well given given how the early game has played out, because they don't necessarily have the best early gamers for heroes. So I think things are still fine. The nice thing about what happened mid just then is, well, the fact that Chibix is still just sitting bot and threatening this tier 1, so Vici Gaming can't afford to just hang around for way too long and just trying to push it on mid. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that lag as well. Everything started kind of slide showing around.
No,
for me at least.
I think everything was fine on our end, luckily enough. Well, it looks like we're going to jump back into the game at 8 minutes in. We'll see what the 8-minute rune spawn is.
Coming in.
Not sure myself, but I guess that's the least.
Rune Watch.
Yeah, Rune Watch. That's right.
Shoutouts to Cuddle Guy.
Cuddle Guy making Rune Watch a thing. That's it. 8-minute Rune Watch. What's it going to be? It's down in the bottom lane of this illusion room, sitting alone. We'll see who picks it up. It's going to be, it looks like Marana on Chibix. Excuse me, Chibix on Marana. A little bit of a brain fart there, but Marana's going to pick it up, bottle it up, and get ready to go. So he's got the Boots of Speed, Ring of Basilius. Probably going to go for Phase Boots next time around. Just try to get some more base damage if necessary. ROTK looking to get 6 in it. He's going to get it with this creep wave, assuming he doesn't get ganked. Moonlight Shadow's going to go. Ball Lightning in. They're going to try to fight on Super. Unstable's going to fly. Telekinesis. They need to grab this kill. Chen falls very quickly now. Strafe going to work. You can see some damage going in on that Elder Titan. Doesn't matter. The Strafe damage now is going to go for this Tier 1 tower. They will grab the kill on ROTK down in that bottom lane. Did he get 6? Yes, he did. But he does fall in the end. Now they're going to try to go for the Tier 1 tower bottom. Fortification's going to go. Do they have TPs coming out from VG? They should. They only have one, it seems to be, and that's on ROTK, interestingly enough.
Dire's bottom tower is
nobody's carrying TP. They're still close enough to walk down and be a little bit scary, but bit of an oversight from them, I think. First Departure smoke up. They are making this Storm Spirit move around a lot. He's got blast hits, but his farm is overall not that great just because of all the deaths that he's had, and it's smoke versus smoke.
Arrow's gonna go in ball lightning. Bro strike 3 heroes very low right now. And the Overload and Remnant doing work. ROTK is low as well. This is a big fight for First Departure. The hook shot in it is not gonna grab a kill. Somehow, First Departure, they knew it was coming. And just 3 easy kills right off the bat for them.
That was really what they needed. From that, the Storm Spirit is a lot happier with his lot in life. So, it looks like we've got ourselves a game.
Certainly we do, and there still is a 3,000 gold lead coming out for Vici Gaming. A lot of that is through towers that they've picked up, but the experience is actually going the way First Departure. If Mirana could just get a bit more farm, she does go for treads, that's nice, but if she can get a bit more farm, she'll be very happy. And the thing is, though, Sylar has been left alone while this is all happening. He's got 1 Oblivion staff, and so the Orchid is being picked up quickly. And that you can't say the same thing for the Storm Spear, because I don't think he's got any components of it, and unless it's on the courier, which it's not. So,
yeah, the Storm isn't having the best of times. I mean, he's bought some dust. He's got his treads up now, so he's happier than he was. But yeah, if he's going for an Orchid, it's still a very long way off.
Yeah, he's gonna have to head back home as well because he is very low. ROTK in the jungle, looking for potential gank bottom, but Hana should be okay as long as he doesn't stay too long down here. I mean, they'd have to dive past this tier 2 tower, and I don't think they want that. I think they just want to take this tower. Mirana luckily getting more room to farm because they're down in that bottom lane. So is Sylar, however, and he can farm that jungle effectively with Searing Arrows and Death Pact. So he's getting the farm himself, and 2 couriers flying out some things. FY picks up just an Arcane Boots and, of course, a Sentry Ward, which gives them vision. And now they should see the Mirana roaming through. They're going to actually counter ward immediately. They decide against it. They're still coming through right now. Super's got to be careful, as well as FY. ROTK looking to try to fight. There's the arrow hitting up on Super. They can't fight. Unstable Concoction being charged. Telekinesis now up on Lovey. Now the unstable hits. They got the Telekinesis back in Splitter if not necessary. They need to abort this fight. Dust is going to go. ROTK already used the hook shot. Now Fenrir low. You can see pull is up onto Super. Can they turn this fight onto somebody? They're trying to back away. KS, he's going to try to juke through the trees here. The vision. He knows he's there. Unstable should fly, and it's going to hit on KS. Well played from Super to know where that Venomancer was. Now leap in, trying to fight. Starstorm onto 3, a lot of damage. Splitter can't get off. ROTK is going to fall as well. They turn it around. It's a 3-for-2 trade. Still going. Super looking to fight again. Now Sylar on the backside. Arrow does hit on Super. The Searing Arrows, though, doing work. Achin, nice bro strike. Epicenter's going. The Earth Splitter is going to split both, but not hit. Sylar going to fall down to the Epi. Lovey doing work there. Super still wants something. He's getting juked away. Chemical Rage. He knows he's not going to hit this. He's got 1.5. 1. There it goes. Super should go down here, but the Chemical Rage keeping him up and alive. Up and at him, if you will. Super now trying to back away. Bro Strike ready to go, but no mana to use it. Astral doing work. They've got to back off. Super wants to try to get back in there and fight again. I don't know. VG, they haven't had the best time. Unstable's going to stun Luby out of that Sandstorm. Now arrow flying. Nice split. They will grab that kill. Will they continue to go further? I'm not sure. ROTK's here. Hook shot in. No, he misses. ROTK with the miss hook. It doesn't matter. Battery sold. What about the cogs? No. You see. Now there's going to be a pull coming in from the Storm Spirit. He's back in the fight. Super's low. No Chemical Rage. He'll fall. This fight's been going on forever. ROTK taking a bit of damage. So is Fenrir, however. You look at what's going on right now, and it looks like First Departure is winning these fights handedly.
It's the fight that never ends, man. It's the fight that never ends. That Alchemist, he got 2 ultimates off in that fight. He just kept on going and going and going and going. Must have got 4 or 5 concoctions down. But I think, like you said, First Departure actually get a little bit better of the trade overall.
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed like Vici Gaming just kept running in and running in and running in to the point where they just lost a lot of heroes. And it's surprising to me they didn't lose that much gold. I mean, only about 1,000, really, when you look at it. And yes, it does put Sylar's Orchid back a bit, but no one was really, getting items at that point. They were all just fighting. Still, though, the game is still going further. It looks like Achin will take the Unstable Concoction to the back of his head, but still, fight and game, very even.
Yeah, Achin doesn't seem that confident in dodging these concoctions. He just keeps trying to roll as far as he can. FY getting a solo kill, maybe on Chibik's bottom lane. Looks like he landed an arrow, but Chibik's just barely alive. Rocket Flare, and not off the mark.
Yeah, that's dangerous. He was very low. Thank you, Base Dice Frog, for saving my life.
Maybe the next Rocket Flare?
Oh man, maybe. He's got to juke this. RTK, you know you want to do it. Throw it. Throw it, RTK. He does. Nope. Come on. That's not what we wanted. Oh, that's fine.
Nah, you would have just guessed that she'd already gotten back to base. So it's a very low percentage play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we would have been praising him if he had hit it, but it's very hard to do. So, you know, you might factor in ping in these fights.
Top lane, Sylar.
Is he alive? Is alive gaming for Sylar? They want to turn this
Didn't
around.
Connect the Gale.
Nope, they're not going to though. Just kidding.
RTK. What you do?
There's no way they're gonna follow up though. The Moonlight Shadow, the Cox, he just backs off. That's just ROTK being ROTK because he's got a regen room, so why not? Wow.
Nobody was in the neighborhood. He hookshot into 4 heroes, realized that maybe they'll just let me walk away, and he did. And they even used the Moonlight Shadow as well. So they really thought that Vici were all huddled around and ready to pounce and pick up some kills. But it's just RTK. Managed just to play it off. You know, it was all planned. Everything's okay.
He's just showing off. He's just showing off at that point, but what's not showing off is Vici Gaming taking a Ro16 because, well, they counter ward here. You can see the sentry. The arrow does fly, and actually, I think it hit on super. Nope, just kidding. That arrow was stolen, by the way, and it's flying through. Oh, what an arrow on Chibix. FY was running at him, but he's going to get pulled in. They're fighting now. Bro-Stricken FY, maybe not the best idea. He's going to go down. You can see Achin, though, taking a lot of damage. He will fall as well. Super running at them. Searing arrows from the low ground. Not enough. It's a 1-for-1 trade in the end. They haven't completed Roshan. Arrow flies through. Lubby in the side. Looking to maybe Burrow strike once again, but they're going to back off. On the other side of things, Sylar was there. Strafed through. Skeleton walked through. Looking to try to get perhaps a kill. Unfortunately, cannot do it. His Orchid is now done. He has enough money to purchase it up. Roshan back to about half health, and he looks for maybe another kill here if he can get that Orchid coming to him. And you can see everyone is right together here for first departure, though.
This is dangerous. The Storm Spirit's still dead for a little bit. Hookshot flies in.
The leap out, Unstable Concoction. Also long range. Can ROTK get there? He's got, of course, the Battery Assault's going to stun him up. The mini stuns as well. The right clicks from Sylar. Boom goes the Dynamite. The Orchid now done for Clinks. They're going to move into the Roche pit and take it down.
First departure I think they could have played a little bit more defensively there while waiting for the Storm Spirit to respawn, but I think the thing was, oh, he's 5 seconds away from respawning. It's fine if he just big roll in.
Chin, look at this guy. Oh, he gets hit up with the Split Earth. He tried to dodge it. Unfortunately, he will go down for his recklessness, and Clinks picks up the Aegis. So now they had these team fights won. You know, First Departure had such great fights, but now they're on the back end of being in a bad position. And you can see Hana's here. They're charging it up. Arrow's going to fly. It somehow hits on Fenrir, but only Fenrir. Unstable goes onto Chibix. They're looking for Lubby. They're looking for something else. Sylar trying to work on Lubby. Cannot get that kill. Now moving on to Chibix. The damage is there. Burrow strike in. Epicenter not going to be charged. It's actually already used. Somehow got canceled, I believe. Now they're looking for more. Sylar still chasing. Unstable long range. Grabs the kill on Lubby. And now VG. They're starting to not necessarily run away, but grab a couple of kills. Fenrir picks up Venomancer, a big pickup for them. Arrow flies through. The fight's not done yet. Searing Arrows, Orca Malevolence. Not enough damage, however. They have to stop the pursuit, at least for now. No, they don't. Ball Lightning coming in. Super looking to try to get that Unstable off. He will. Mechs up as well. Might go down to the Arrow. And will. Hookshot coming in from ROTK. The damage is there. Now looking to try to take this Miranda down. She's been a nuisance. She will finally fall. Double kill for FY. And now the fights are starting to go drastically in the way of VG.
Yeah, Vici Gaming just making the ping look like it's nothing. I mean, FY is still making big plays. Bit of questionable decision making, I think, when he arrowed the Mirana, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna walk up and lift that Mirana," and then he got grabbed by the Storm Spirit as soon as he crested the hill, and that was the end of him for that first fight. But still, really nicely played by Vici. They closed the kill gap. They bring the experience roaring back into their favor.
Yeah, Sylar just killed Venom. Yeah, he just decides to say, hey, you're out of position, you're dead. Also, I mean, like, FY, he was a man on a mission. He's just like, all right, I'm going to get him. Got the arrow. I'm walking uphill. And then, well,
that was the end of that.
Yep. Yeah. So, despite the, I guess, clowny play from FY, it doesn't matter because they now have secured an even kill score. The net worth on the Clinks is at 8,000. It's about 2,000 higher than the Mirana, 3,000, excuse me. So they're in a position where they can afford to have a couple of clowny plays like that as long as they secure more kills afterwards. And so 7,500 gold lead going for Vici Gaming, 4,000 experience lead on top of that. It's the blinks. We've seen it so often. It's coming out again, Base Kid.
Yeah, I really don't mind it this game, I think. I don't know quite what the plan is. I mean, you're hopefully going to kill the Marana or the Storm Spirit in the duration of your Orchid anyways, so I guess it helps him reposition, helps him get some more damage. And I'll just make the same comment, you know, that I made earlier, which is, if you're going to buy the Blink Dagger, you just have to have really immaculate positioning.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, and well, Sylar should
Radiant's
have
top
that,
tower
honestly.
is under
He
attack.
should be in a really good position.
Oh no, he's going to spot 2 here, and RTK is just over the cliff.
Oh, he wants to go on this. They want to go on this. Who's it going to be? Who's the choice? The flare coming through. Hookshot onto 2. Battery sold. Orchid's up. The leap can come out. Will he use it? No, it's on cooldown. The Burrow Strike. ROTK actually getting turned on. Mech's up. First Departure turns it around. Unstable, though. Onto 2. Super's here. Now, Telekinesis. Split Earth. Meanwhile, Super's keeping them busy. Earth Splitter's going to fly. Is it going to hit? Looks like only on Super. Still now. Sylar trying to do work. Burrow Strike from Lubby. Moonlight Shadow's going to go. In the end, a 1-for-1 trade. They grab the kill on the Storm Spirit and they'll back off. They do lose ROTK with that trade, but still, not too bad for VG. Arrow, though, on FY. Oh, Split Earth. Oh, nice Burrow Strike. He dodged that Split Earth just barely. Unstable coming out. Searing Arrows. Lubby maybe paying for his insolence right now with a mega kill for Sylar.
So, just ends up being 2 for 2 overall. Vici Gaming would still really like to use this Aegis to actually bring down some tier 2s and advance their position, but First Departure still fighting them off. We'll see. Vici still has about 2 minutes left with the Aegis, so expect that to hopefully do something for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they really would like to use that. Arrow flies. I'm not sure when it went. Actually hit Super. Unstable charging. Hookshot missed from RTK. The second, I believe, maybe the third of this game. Ball landing coming through. 4-staff up. Femmer trying to get that Split Earth off. He cannot do so. He might fall. The mech goes first. Super. No Unstable for a couple of seconds, I believe. I'm trying to click on him. There it is. Now RTK chasing. There is no hookshot. We just talked about it. Unstable trying to go. I don't think he can hit this on anybody. Everyone's too far away. He'll stun himself. He's got Chemical Rage. No harm done there. He's stunned up, but now Sylar way out of position. That's the edge is gone. That's not how they wanted to do that. Astral Spirit up. Sentry Ward on the ground. Sylar in a bit of trouble here. Nice 4-staff, but he gets blown up by the Marana. Poison Nova going as well. Burrow Strike onto 2. First Departure not going down without a fight. ROTK doing work, but he's also getting worked on. Double kill for Hannah. And it's not done yet. FY.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, I think you're dead. Oh, that's the arrow. He tried to juke it at the last second, I think, and it just didn't go his way. 4 down for VG, and First Departure, a huge fight that they needed.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed it, but I think Klink's got 4-staffed into the Astral Spirit and died during that fight.
too,
So
yeah.
they were trying to save him, but yeah, ended up dropping. That was... You can see what Sylar was going for there. He's like, I've got the Aegis. If I blink into the middle of them and they panic for like a second, and then they kill me, then my team should be able to get in position and we can win this fight. Instead, he just blinks in and dies twice. So, yeah.
Wow, that unstable long range. And, yeah, Chibix will die.
Bye, Chibix.
Oh!
Amit.
Just kidding. No, he's gonna get away. I think he's gonna get away. He's got no the TP. Look at this. Unstable, unstable, unstable. Super. Oh my god, Super, no. You were so close, man. Oh boy.
The latency.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Wow.
And if it wasn't, that's what Super's telling his teammates right now.
It's all about appearances, and it seemed to be a latency issue. We'll just go with that. But Ro16 is still going to respawn, and, well, we're not sure, actually. The timer should come up at the side and tell us in just a couple of moments. Sylar, his positioning was not perfect in that last team fight, and you talked about it. It needs to be perfect, and with that, at least go for a BKB next then, I think, if you're going to get caught out in that scenario. Because the pull... the arrow, there is Stomp, there's Burrow Strike, there's everything that could do that damage to him. And if he gets a BKB, then he's the one picking people off, and he's not too concerned about having to deal with all of that magic damage. So I think Sylar's next item choice is probably a BKB. I'm not sure if you agree on that one.
Yeah, no, BKB for sure. I would definitely agree. So, but first departure, we've got a Blink Dagger up on the Sand King. This is still potentially first departure's game. And Golden Experience swing back to pretty much dead even as well.
I just checked it as you did as well. We wanted to see where everything was standing, and really, first departure, impressive play. That last team fight helped them out a lot. They're going to go ahead and try to build on it with the Smoke of Deceit of their own. And they also have Moonlight Shadow if they get into a fighting scenario. You have to keep in mind there is going to be some sort of detection. There's the ball lightning in looking for FY, but Arrow gets used. Telekinesis right after. There's the Orchid if they can take down Hachi, and they do. Now they're going to try to keep fighting. Epicenter goes through. ROTK mechs up. Burrow strike out. Very slow Burrow. KS, Poison Nova, Earth Splitter. A lot of damage. The stop doesn't matter. ROTK wants to fight. Hookshot and Battery Assault. They're in Viz. Now they're going to get Cogs out. Splitter is missing. KS makes it away somehow alive. And 1-for-1 trade now. Fenrir low. Burrow strike coming in. Unstable Concoction not going. ROTK is low. BKB on Chibix. There's going to be RTK down. 2-for-2 trade. Where's Tyler in all of this? He's on the backside just trying to get something done here. They're grouping up though. Anytime he'll show himself, he'll get picked off. Oof. Close fight coming through.
Yeah, Sylar actually got arrowed under the tier 1, and then he almost died to Poison Nova plus Earth Splitter, but fortunately for him, he only had Poison Nova on, and it can't deal lethal damage, so he just managed to slink away and go and eat a creep. But yeah, he was pretty much out of commission for the whole fight. Same kind of story for the Storm Spirit. He rolled in, ate an arrow from FY, and just immediately died. So that was, let's face it hasn't been the best game from Achin. He's got 8 deaths, but
yeah,
it could have been that fight could have been so much better had he actually gotten some initiation down and not died immediately. But still, I think overall pretty good for first departure, and this is still a very, very close game. Roshan's respawned, and first departure need to have been diligent about keeping an eye on this. They have to suspect that something's going on, but they have no vision. So it's just game sense at this point.
Yeah, and they're too busy jungling right now, and I think with the medallion, if they've got it, I think they do. I'm not sure. No, it looks like they don't, but with the acid spray is enough minus armor here to take this Roshan down very quickly. And with that, you know, they'll grab the Aegis up for Sylar again, probably, and now they maybe say, okay, we need to, you know, group up, focus our efforts here, just try not to get picked off again, have a good hook shot, and ROTK is going to start things off with KS getting initiated on. The Battery Assault arrow's going to fly, and that should hit ROTK. He may fall, but at least he gets KS. ROTK is very low. There's the Burrow Strike to finish him off. Super invis. I don't think they have vision. They're pinging on him there. Now he can start running at people. He's got unstable in about a couple of seconds, but another 1-for-1 trade that actually favors first departure in the end.
Yeah, and Vici, this is where things get, I guess, a little bit frustrating for them, because the last Aegis was supposed to get, like, 2 tier 2s down, and this Aegis is supposed to be high ground, but First Departure doing a really good job of holding them off. They've still got a couple of items coming up, and just going to take the time to go and smoke right underneath their own sentries, so Vici Gaming still looking to pressure aggressively with this Aegis.
And they will. First departure, they should be on the defensive looking out for any sort of smoke ganks themselves, and they should know something's coming right now, because up in that top lane, you can see them all backing off currently. They're going to say, well, the waves are pushed out, nobody's really farming up here past the river, and it's not too far away from there, of course, their lane, but now they've seen them off the map for some time. They should know something's happening here, and Achin's actually going to run right out in mid, and this is going to be a bad fight for First Departure. Orchid's up on Achin. Can they get the kill here? Strafe is going to Blinks as well. Splitter, Hana in trouble. Hookshot in from ROTK. Epicenter, though. Burrow Strike. Lovey's turning this fight around. ROTK is still alive. So is Achin. 2-for-1 trade, but now the buyback coming in from the Elder Titan. Getting pushed. The Clinks, now he's going to get stomped. Earth Splitter's going to fly. He's sleeping up. He'll take that damage. That's a lot. Super getting focused down now. He'll fall. The double kill coming out from the Sand King, the hero of that last engagement. Still going. Achin trying to get another kill. That's FY. Getting out of there. Ball lightning away. That's a lot of his mana pool gone. They won't chase that any further. But another fight going First Departure's way. They're slowly turning this around. In fact, they should have the lead now. I think, no, it's still 2,500 in favor of VG, but that's changing quickly.
Yeah, the graphs are the graphs. I think it's definitely a bit of a lead in favor of First Departure at the moment. Vici didn't play that fight all that well. The Clinks went after the Storm Spirit. Everybody else went after the Elder Titan. So the Storm Spirit was actually able to slink away. I think if they just burst down one of them right at the very start, things go a little bit better. Because as we saw, it took them a while to kill the Elder Titan, and that gave the Sand King the time to set up for that beautiful epicenter. And so I think he got a 2-man Burrow Strike. So Vici just needs to... We'll see. Vici might just, you know, be a little bit more patient. They do have the BKB up on the Clinks. I don't know if they have any other big items on the way anytime soon. RTK also working on a BKB, but yeah, there's no clear get this item and team fights will go better. I think they just have to... They're just getting outplayed at the moment.
Yeah, that is a big pickup for that BKB, though, for Sylar, and that's one of the reasons why I think they can't fight too effectively. He can't really man up, especially if he doesn't have his Death Pact for a full duration. That also helps. But obviously now, we have to think about what happens in late game. We're getting there. It's 30 minutes in. Vici Gaming haven't been able to do much with the Aegis despite having that dire advantage. In First Departure, they're taking fights, but they're not really getting anything in terms of maps. They're starting to get more farm and more room to, you know, wiggle around the map. But really, what comes down to the late game here? I mean, who gets what, and who can outcarry who in this scenario?
I'm actually, well, it's a bit of a tough call, I would say. The Mirana is about to start actually picking up some damage. Her first big item was a BKB, so she didn't actually do that much in terms of right-click, but she's now working towards a Dessa, so she's actually going to be pretty scary in these team fights, especially with the natural order going on. I think you still have to give a little bit of an edge to Vici as far as the late game is concerned. Alchemist still has a lot of room to grow and is going to be able to get the farm with Reapful's Greed, but I think it's too close to call that if one team just turtles for the next 40 minutes, one team wins. Super gets jumped.
He is in a lot of trouble, and he should fall, and it looks like the rest of VG are in a lot of trouble as well. Rubik's done next. Siler's doing the best he can to fight, but this is a stacked deck already. As you can see, they're turning it around, though, slowly but surely. Siler's trying to do work. Blink forward. They're going to grab Hana. It looks like, no, the Moonlight Shadow. The Flare, though, will grab the kill in the end. Gem is on the ground. On the other side, it's a 3-for-2 trade. Now chasing. ROTK's arrowed up. Siler trying to do work on Chipix. The silence. Can they get this kill? It looks like no. Siler's still chasing. ROTK's low. The last right click from the high ground. No, it was the Storm. But the Mirana goes down in the end. Burrow Strike misses. Now Sandstorm. Look at Siler doing work. He is carrying the team on his back. The double kill for the carry of VG.
He still got Aegis as well. Wow.
Oh, man.
That was really impressive. I was going to bring up the fact that they lost the gem at that mid-fight, but they've got it back now, so I guess that point no longer stands. But that was really impressive from Vici, and it just goes to show that if Sylar can open up and he isn't being focused in the fights because he has his BKB, he had his 10-second BKB charge there, then he can just drop everybody. I mean, Super used 0 spells in that fight. I think he managed to start an Unstable Concoction, and that was about it. And I think the same story for FY. So that was 100% Sylar against the world, and he won.
Him, FY, or excuse me, Super, FY, and Fenrir pretty much had almost 0 contribution in that fight. And that fight is pretty much all ROTK and Sylar. And if that's 2 of your heroes, what can you do if you have your entire team with a good initiation, with your BKB ready to go? That's how important I feel like that item has been for Clinks, and you talked about it. So we'll see what they can do with 3,000 gold in the bank now on Sylar. His next item can be coming out in short order. Obviously, the Alchemist is working towards either an SNY or Heaven's Halberd. I'm more inclined to believe Heaven's Halberd. I'm not sure, though. And, you know, there's other items here on the board, but there's that Desolator. And the SNY we were talking about. So the Desolator comes out now, and the Mirana is actually very scary here with this item.
Yeah, the Mirana can actually do a little bit of right-clicking now. The problem is just being able to stand and fight against the Vici side, because he doesn't have a hero like the Clockwork to go in and package everybody nicely and make space for him to just sit there and right-click. So it's a little bit more difficult for Chibix, but I think he should still be able to do it. Storm has also been able to pick up a BKB in the last little bit, so Achin hopefully going to put an end to all of these deaths. It's still only 8 deaths, so we'll keep an eye on him, but this is still a very tense game.
Absolutely. Tense is the word I would describe it. I'm on my seat, the edge of my seat, if you will, just like, I can't wait for what's going to happen next, and there's a lot of kills in this game. I mean, if you're a fan of a lot of action, which most Dota fans are, you should be enjoying this game thoroughly. I mean, 33 to 27, we're not lacking for kills at all, and we're not lacking for items and big plays on top of that. There's been a couple of misplays coming out from both sides, but realistically, I mean, we've had a lot of nice individual efforts here. The question is, really, who can come out on top? Obviously is the main question, but what's going to happen in the next set of Roshans? You know, are they going to have First Departure smoking up, trying to contest? I don't know what's going to happen here in the next couple of minutes, Base Kid.
I think it comes down to whether or not Sylar can win another team fight like that one that he just did, because it seemed like Vici Gaming were stalling, that they were just, you know, spinning with their wheels in place and not going anywhere, and then they win that fight really convincingly. But these tier 2s are still up. I mean, there's still a whole line of defense for First Departure, and if you actually look at the map, Vici Gaming are down 1 tower overall. They have less map control. So I think First Departure are getting scarier, and once we start looking at maybe we look at a Hex on the Storm Spirit, that's when things get scary, and I don't think the is big enough in terms of damage to really have First Departure worry about him. It's only really Sylar for the time being.
Yeah, and the reason, you know, the SMY pickup is actually interesting to me. I feel like this is a snowball item, and it's not like his team or himself has snowballed enough to really, I think, he could have gone into a Heaven's Halberd and been more of a utility alchemist, and I would have been fine with that. SMY works just as well. I don't mind it, but it's, like you said, the damage is really coming from one source, and that's Sylar, and he is going towards his next item, whatever that may be. He's got 4,000 gold in the bank as of right now, so he'll pick up something, and it actually might be a Chrysalis. He might even build towards like an MKB if he thinks the Mirana's going to go for a Butterfly, which she probably will at some point into the game if it goes long enough. So those are your item choices there. FY has a 4-step done now, so his positioning will be a lot better. He'll be able to get out of team fights. RTK has PKB. I'm not sure if he's had that in the last fight. Looks like he's not because he's got a 10-second charge there, so items abound everywhere.
I think the one thing that First Departure do need to be cautious of is taking a straight-up fight. If you think about all these fights on mid and things like that, people kind of trickled in and they managed to counter-initiate really well. Or the fight over in the Dire Jungle, they were just initiating out of smoke, so they had a really big advantage there. But I'm not necessarily sure who's going to win if it just ends up in a straight-up 5v5 on flat ground.
A man brawl, if you will.
Yeah, 5-on-5. So First Departure, we'll see how long they force this top lane. They do need to be a little bit careful.
Is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, they did get that tier 2 tower for essentially nothing, which is always a nice pickup. Anytime you can get a tower for free, I'm sure you're very happy. So ROTK, he'll be the focal point of the initiations. Sylar's checking Roche consistently. It's going to be up in about less than a minute, I'd say. And once it is, you can expect to see teams just trying to fight around that. They should be spotting some heroes out. I mean, there is the gem up on Sylar. That Chrysalis is there, like we talked about. The Ball Lightning is going to go in there looking for an initiation. No, he wanted the Courier, I believe, and now look at this kind of bait coming out from the rest of Vici game. They're going to go right in. No Orchid just yet. The BKB is going to fly. They knew they had it. It doesn't matter. Achin falls so quickly. Blink forward. They're on the hunt now. Chibix trying to make his way out of there with the rest of his team. I don't know if he's got buyback. He does, and if he wants to, he can go for Roche because it hasn't respawned yet. They're getting ready. He can buy back and TP in, and then Ball Lightning to the Roche pit if necessary. And VG has to know that's coming, so they've got to be careful. They've got to have vision here. Sylar's actually staying out of the Roche pit as of right now. He went ahead and of course Death Pact to creep the arrow. They knew that was coming. Misses. Buyback coming in from the Storm like we talked about. The initiation coming through. The BKB is up. Starstorm. Right clicks are going. FY in some trouble. Look at the damage. Too much. Mirana, I'm not sure what was going on there. That's 2 down now. Sylar grabbing that double kill. The Unstable flying through. Already doing damage to Ruby now. There's going to be the Burrow Strike coming in from FY. That was stolen. 3 down. A bit of a misplay coming out from Mirana, I feel like, in that last fight.
Yeah. Left in, popped the BKB, thought he was going to be invincible, and Sylar just crit him to death, no problem. So, First Departure, well, Achin, you tried to make the plays going for the Courier early. You might need to, I think you might just need to snipe the Roshan here if at all possible.
They know it's going to happen, though, and they're going to try to get something going here. They have the hookshot ready to go. Achin getting chased down by ROTK. He's canceling it. Hooks now. There's the Orchid. He can BKB out of this. No telekinesis. He's done. He's down for 75 seconds because of that buyback. That's a free Roshan, maybe a free tier 2 on top of that.
Roshan has fallen to the down.
Oh man, poor Achin. He's just like, this is like a head in hands moment. Everything went horribly wrong because he went for that Courier that was delivering the Crystallis to the Clinks. That is the cause of everything that's happened in the last 3 or 4 minutes, and with First Departure falling behind. So he's probably not going to be feeling the best. And well, Vici Gaming, they're probably pretty happy. Should hopefully finally be able to bring down these tier 2s and maybe head up onto the high ground. But I still wouldn't count First Departure out just yet.
No, I mean, the gold lead is negligible. That doesn't really matter at this point. It's more about momentum and who's getting what items. And you can look at what's happening. There is a Yasha up for Chipix, which probably should be a Manta style, assuming that there is an Orchid, obviously, on the Clink. So that's probably the next item for him. You talked about a Scythe coming out for Achin. Well, with his deaths, it's going to be tough for him to get to that now, especially since he did buy back there. Still, you know, all it takes is one really good initiation, and we saw it in the mid-game, sort of just First Departure, turning fights around, catching people out of position, especially Sylar. However, it's a tough road to climb. They have to deal with now the damage coming out from Sylar, which is ridiculous. He now has a Daedalus. He's got his Aegis, which means if they get him once, then they've got to be in a position where they can try to get him twice. And if not, he'll just run amok amongst the entire team fight. So The Assault Cuirass also done coming out from the Alchemist, which is a very big item. That minus armor is always a nice thing to have, and we'll see if they go for the Tier 2 bottom, which has been around for quite a bit of time, and of course there's actually 3 of them still available on the map for the Radiant team.
Sylar, I guess at the very least he gets the BKB out here, otherwise he might just kill him if he gets a couple
Radiant's
of crits.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. They actually have the Sentry Ward there. They're going to go on Sylar right now. He has that Orchid arrow flying through. BKB, nicely done. Orchid's going through. That's got to be a BKB, but the hook shot in. However, Achin's able to get away, but the blink across the gap there from Sylar to try to do the damage. Not enough to kill Achin. Still chasing. BKB's forced out for a couple of heroes. I don't believe the Mirana used her. She did not. They know she's up there, but it looks like they're just going to push this lane back for now. Sylar's going to make his way into the jungle. You can look and see where the Mirana is. Wow, this is bold from
on
Civics.
cooldown, he leapt into the creep wave.
This is a bold play. He does get the Invis rune, though, so he's actually still alive. They have the gem, I believe, still on Sylar. I'm not sure, though. Nope.
No, it's actually over on FY.
So they gave it up to FY right now. So actually, Burrow Strike from Lubby. Arrow on ROTK. Silence up on him, but the Ghost Scepter trying to take him down. He's still alive. Chivix is the next target here. He's going to leap away. That's not on cooldown anymore. Blink from Sylar. Grabs the kill on the Mirana. TP out from Hana. And that should be the end of the fight. It's 1-for-1 the trade once again. We've seen it so often. 34-33 the score, and we keep trading kills left, right, and center.
Well, look, these tier 2s still aren't going down. I don't know. First Departure buying some more time, I guess. Unfortunately, it's at the cost of the death on the Mirana instead of somebody a little bit less important who might respond more quickly. So, but Vici also don't have RTK at the moment, so we'll see if they're actually going to try and force this.
I think they should, because without Mirana for 40 seconds, there's not much they can do, and a lot of their attempts to fight would be known. They do have a buyback, but they'll wait for a tier 3, I believe, before they try to do anything with that. And while this is all happening, they're actually split pushing very effectively with Achin down in the bottom lane. Edict's going to come out. Now do they want to try to defend the tier 2 bottom, or they want to try to go for the tier 3? And I'm not sure what they want to do yet. They're making their decision now. Achin still split pushing very effectively down there, and now the TP's coming in from RTK to mid. Looks like they want to go for the tier 3. Strafe is up. There's the fortification. They're backing off. The stomp misses. Fortification on the Radiant side. Achin thinking about TPing back. That's going to be a TP coming in now from, of course, Super Orchid's up on him. He's getting slowed down as well, pulled up, but the hook shot in. Achin maybe made a grave mistake. The Cog's going to push him back. Vault lighting into the tree line and further. He'll try to TP away. They cannot get this kill. He's way too far away. He's already TP'd back home as well. So very close to going down again for the 11th time, but not so.
Yeah, they were also definitely going to back off, I think, just because Super's ultimate had just worn down, so we weren't really ready to take a fight in that situation. And Vici, well, they get the tier 2. They're being pretty patient. First Departure, another smoke. They find Sylar. That's so going to work. They bring him down, but he's still got this Aegis. How quickly can Vici Gaming get here to help him? Don't think quickly enough. Yeah,
he's got his BKB, he's got Skeleton Walk, he's going to Death Pact. He knows he's dead, actually, and so he's down for 90 seconds. He's got buyback gold, that's fine. But the BKB charge wasted, and his death is going to give a lot of gold up to First Departure, so a huge pick-off for them right there.
Did they have anything to instantly cancel his blink as he came out of the Aegis, or it's probably just latency again, I would guess?
Something like that, yeah, I'd imagine.
Yeah, most of the time you can just sit there mashing it, and so long as you're trying to blink in the direction that you were facing when you died, you can most of the time get it off, unless they had a spirit sitting there right on top of him, in which case he would just respawn into the spirit and can't go anywhere.
Yeah, then that's your blink. So
yeah, that's being cancelled. But that's a really big pickup for First Departure. They are still fiercely holding on to this game. This could still definitely go either way. And we're starting to get to the point where buybacks are starting to run out. The damage is continuing to scale up and up and up, but survivability isn't really doing the same thing. So it's really bursty, and this is where everything starts to get a little bit more reaction time based. And I guess that favors First Departure in a way. If they can get a stun down on somebody who on 50 ping would have been able to BKB it instead, that's a huge win for them.
And they'll need to find something like that, and a lot of it, in order to get back into this game, because they are down a bit. Obviously, gold doesn't necessarily matter. It's more so the fights that go their way. The problem is, you look at First Departure's lineup, there's really only just Mirana dealing the damage. We talked about Super not being a factor earlier. He's starting to be a factor. I noticed he was hitting the creep wave hard. Creep wave is one thing, but with the armor reduction from the Assault Cuirass, heroes are going to be a whole different ball game, and he should be able to do just as much damage obviously, and be as effective in team fights. Not as Sylar is. Obviously, Sylar's the one doing all of the damage coming out for VG, but now Super is getting very, very scary, so we'll have to keep our eyes on him.
Do you like Basher or Heart more from here for Super?
I think I prefer Basher. And the question
yeah,
is
I'm leaning towards the Abyssal Blade. Yeah, I'm not sure. He doesn't have like a random Vit booster thrown in there or anything like that, so he still feels maybe not quite survivable enough. But I think I do like the Basher into Abyssal a little bit more.
Yeah,
we'll see what he goes for.
I think you're right. I think the casual Vit booster at some point in time, even if he gets it now, would just be enough. I think to make.
Doesn't have space. He can't carry a TP scroll.
Yeah, that's the thing. He does have 0 space right now, and that's an issue. And he's not going to get rid of the mech. He's not going to get rid of anything really. He can't really afford to. And that's the problem with the SNY is that you could get bigger items later on, but at the cost of your SNY, obviously. And so this may be all he goes for as of now until he can get rid of that chase travel. But now FY is way out of position. He's getting chased. BKB's going to go early for Achin just to make sure no one's coming out after him. So he'll pick up the kill on the support, down for 52 seconds. What's the bigger thing is Sylar has to pop his own BKB. Now it's done. Arrow flying. It hits Sylar. He's in trouble. He should have buyback, but he is going to fall in the end. He just respawned. And now they're making room for themselves, and they're getting caught out of position for VG.
Yeah, that was... And they just lost the gem, so map control completely gone. But they didn't really have any wards up to start with. There are just sentries everywhere for First Departure. I've been looking at the minimap, over the course of the game, and they've got 5 sentries down right now. I think they previously had 5 down, around the mid-tier 2. But this is a big initiation for Vici. They're going to hopefully hookshot in before they buy back, try and catch some people. But First Departure being very patient, and RTK hookshots into an illusion there. Wow.
That's not good at all. And the arrow's going to fly. It's going to probably just pass through. Actually, Achin taking a lot of damage. He's got to get that mech going. He should have buyback ready to go, but you don't want to have to buyback when you're at the opposing team's tier 3. And actually, you look at Lobby. He's still making his way over there to the engagement. They will back off now, so no buyback necessary. They hold on without the Clinks' buyback, and that's a big thing. Despite ROTK missing the hookshot and the unstable concoction, hitting an illusion.
Chibix just randomly used his BKB. It's down to 4 seconds anyway, so it's going to be back off cooldown pretty soon, but we'll see. That might end up being important. Vici Gaming really want the next Roshan. Fortunately for them, it's going to be respawning pretty soon, so I think if not for all of these, all of these ages that they've had, they'd be in a really bad spot, honestly. They've been sort of padded up a little bit by the golden experience from Roshan, and while the Aegis hasn't really done that much work for them, I mean, let's think about it. There was the one mid where he blinked behind the tier 2 and died. That last Aegis didn't do that much. What am I missing here, Mott? Help me out.
I don't know, man. My brain's dying. It's like 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and
okay, too frazzled. So,
it is. It really is. I apologize. I'm just trying to rack my brain as to what's happening right now. I'm having trouble keeping up. There's so many kills in this game going left, right, and center. But the Roshan did respond.
This could be the decisive fight.
Yeah, it should be. I agree. There are a couple of buybacks, and that may be important. But I think whoever wins this fight has a severe advantage, if not outright, just takes this game at that point. But it's really going to depend on the initiation. ROTK, he's had good hook shots before. Can he do it again? On the flip side of things, arrows, they're going to be huge. Achin getting a good initiation as well. Spell was stolen. That was arrow. They're going to make sure they don't get caught out by that. And you can't safely take Roche with, VG right now because of how everyone's lurking. On top of that, Sylar's pushing out top, and he has to before they can start going for Roshan. So they know that they're at a disadvantage right now. Sylar's going to go ahead and need another creep and get him back up to 2,500 health, which is very tanky for Clinks. And
he randomly finds and bottles a double damage because they have a ward all the way up on this hill for God knows what reason at this point in the game. But if this wins them the fight, oh my God!
Ice Frog, please. So
RNG, please.
Yeah, seriously. I think they have it. It's bottled up. It's ready to go. He's kept his bottle too. Wow. An arrow is going to fly, but this is maybe not what they want to fight into with the double damage. Sylar's going to run right in. Roshan not very low. Stomp hitting on 2, 4-step out. Hookshot in from ROTK. Now the telekinesis is up. Achin taking damage. Double damage is going to go. Wow, look at Femmer drop right now. There's going to be the BKB. He's going for pretty much everybody all over the place. Femmer's the first to die. Gems on the deck. Super throwing is unstable. And Mirana cannot afford to go down. Achin as well, ball lighting away. Epicenter's doing work. Sylar back up. He's going to fall. It looks like buyback is available. Will he use it? He may need to. Achin getting chased down. He's solo. Super throw it. Throw it. It's going to hit. The right clicks will be enough. No, he gets killed by the neutral. He's down. He's got no buyback. It looks like he already used it. No, he's just 634 away. You can see FY getting chased down as well. There's the burrow strike from Lubby. The arrow might go if necessary. He's going to go ahead and use that Ghost Scepter. Starstorm should do the damage here. FY is going to fall. It looks like the buyback came in from Sylar to make sure they can't take the Ro16. 3 down, a couple down at First Departure as well, but the buybacks came in through. I don't know. First Departure looking real strong right now with that victory.
And Lubby has just been making plays all game on Sand King. Every single epicenter that he's used is connected on at least 3 heroes, some really nice burst strikes as well.
Yeah, I mean, that fight turned drastically around when that burst strike came in. And speaking of that, BKB going through, they want that Aegis, they can't get it. It's going to be going to the Mirana. Super trying to fight now. Hana's the first to fall. Next is KS, but he's got his Ghost Scepter. He's still alive. Now, stun up. That's going to be on Sylar. They're going to back away. The Roshan and the Aegis did go to Chicks. But still, Super's trying to chase now. He's going to back himself off. He's going to stun himself. BKB's going to go and make sure he doesn't go down. Sylar maybe looking for a cutoff path here, but in the end, no. Mirana will get out safe and sound. Back and forth we go.
Yeah, there's no end to this. Sylar's actually managed to grab the cheese, so he didn't get the Aegis, but to the next best thing. We are going to have the Basher picked up for Super. I don't think it's worth holding on to buyback at this point. Nobody else has it, so you may as well just buy the Abyssal Blade and call it a day.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one. And it's getting so late into the game that you might as well. In fact,
yeah,
he does do so. So that was what the Crow was over at the shop for. It's bringing it to him now. And Clockwork is still trying to work on what seems to be a 4-staff of his own. And I think RTK is having a rough game. And you look at the Sand King now. He has that Veil of Discord. So they're outlasting these BKBs and then going in with Burrow Strikes and Epicenters that have done work. And you mentioned Lubby. He's probably the MVP as of right now for First Departure. And the reminder, this is a Game 2. So First Departure, they've got to take this one and get it to Game 3. Otherwise, VG, they'll move on. So the game's not done yet. But First Departure, despite being down 8,000 gold and 4,000 experience, they're taking this one. And the gold craft has been all over the place. But that doesn't matter now. The items are the only thing that matters. The kills are the only thing that matters.
Sylar's sitting on a fair bit of gold, but I don't quite know what he buys at this point, honestly. Like, I don't know if he wants to get rid of his Blink Dagger and buy more damage, but it's a bit of an odd situation. His buyback is already on cooldown, so the gold is just kind of rotting in his inventory right now.
Yeah, he needs to go for something, and maybe if the Mirana starts a butterfly, which she seems to not be doing, then you know, MKB might not be the best idea then. I'd say he does need to sell that Blink Dagger or something, but then again, you don't have that initiation that you really would like. They're going for this Tier 2 tower. VG is not afraid right now. They're going to get initiated on it, looks like. There's going to be the Unstable Concoction flying. It should hit up on the Mirana, who did leap away. The Tier 2 is going to fall finally. That is the last one on the map, and VG takes the last objective other than the Tier 3 towers. So at least they get something done. Even though they have no Aegis, they do have a cheese in Sylar. They do have a bit of survivability. BKBs, and the Abyssal Blade, which we talked about already. But First Departure, they got to get something going themselves.
Yeah, this is such a tense game, really. I mean, whoever finds a pick-off at this point could just outright win. There's no buybacks left. It's pretty much what you see is what you get aside from the cheese and the Aegis. Nobody has that much vision, though there's actually gems on both sides right now. So this is where you start checking the shop and counting up how many smokes each team has left. Vici Gaming have 1 and none in inventories, and First Departure have none, and they don't have one for 5 minutes and 20 seconds, and there's nothing on the courier. So the fact that First Departure don't have a smoke, you know, your 100 gold item could be the game breaker here. We'll have to see.
It really could be. I mean, the thing is, though, they have Moonlight Shadow on Mirana's side. It's obviously no Smoker to see, but it works just as well and effectively. There is gems up for Fenrir, obviously, and Super, and Oh, they have vision everywhere pretty much. But here we go. Initiation coming through. Achin wants to fight. Super unstable charging. Hookshot in. BKB going. Unstable. Achin cannot afford to go down, but he will. Now fighting going through. Fenrir dies on the backside. Look at Hana. He gets his Earth Splitter off. Now the big damage coming in. But here's Sylar. Here is Sylar. The double kill going through from the Mirana. Taking damage. Hookshot in again from ROTK. That's the Aegis gone. They need to back off. They can't afford to lose. That Mirana again. Is leap available? It is. She will leap into the trees, however. The stomp going through. Can they get to Chibix? The right clicks are going. He's going to fall. Hookshot in. He's got no buyback for 41 seconds. Now the TP. ROTK ties to the strike from the Venomous Gale. I can't believe it. Sylar now chasing after KS, but no. They won't get him. Another back and forth engagement. My heart's racing, man. It's pumping blood.
Sylar sold his blink to buy a butterfly. I think it was the right decision.
I agree. I agree with that statement. He's level 25.
Yeah.
He's maxed out now. I don't know what else he's going to get. He has that cheese. Maybe
I think he saves
BKB.
buyback. It's gonna respawn. He's got buyback up again in 20 seconds.
True.
So I think he just hangs on to that. And he's also still got the cheese after all of that's done.
Yes.
So, nice little safety blanket for him. The game is still not yet over. These fights continue to be trades. I don't know if Achin managed to drop all of his abilities and all of his items in that last fight either, so
I don't think he did.
maybe that still has a role to play. Yeah, I get the feeling. I was watching Lubby, waiting for him to jump in, but I get the feeling that he didn't quite manage to use everything there. They really need the Hex on the Clinks at this point. He's down to a 4-second BKB, so I don't think it's unreasonable for him to be able to Hex him, and they don't have MKBs. They need to disable this evasion somehow.
Honestly, the thing is now everything like resets because buybacks are back up. Ro16 will be up soon again with another Aegis, another cheese, and I mean, it seems like it's an entire cycle over again. We're cycling through kills. Certain heroes come back
we've gotten somewhere. There's no tier 2s left.
That's true.
So.
That's true. Now they're going to try to initiate on Super. There's no real readiness coming out, actually. The Ghost Scepter's going to go Hexes up as well as Super, but now all of their items are pretty much on cooldown for Achin, and so Super's regen with his Chemical Rage and his inherent tankiness make it tough to kill him. So you blow all the items early and nothing is really left for his departure. And look how fast that tier 3 falls. BKB is up. Telekinesis, Orchid Malevolence. There's the Split Earth. Does he have buyback? He does. But what about Achin? He does not. He's in trouble. Abyssal Blade, but the Moonlight Shadow. Where's the vision? They take him down. Sylar with a double kill. This may be it. Poison Nova goes. They're backing off now. Everyone on VG is pretty much full health. They'll wait to go again. There comes, a nice bit of damage. Veil of Discord, one's down. Split Earth goes through. You can see RTK trying to work. Clinks is down as well as Super. They've got to buy back. Huge plays from Lobby getting those kills. RTK is backing off. Triple kill. Lobby, Burrow Strike again. FY is done. Ultra kill coming out from the Mirana. And they're turning it all around. Clinks has buyback to Super. Yes, he bought back already. What about ROTK? No. 170 gold. Fenrir, no. FY does, but somehow the Burrow Strike and the Epicenter just do so much work.
Lubby, man. What a Sand King. But Vici Gaming still have a chance.
They do. They have to get Clinks to buy back now and just get back into this one. Otherwise, they lose the tier 3 and a set of racks. Sylar's back into it. The TP in. They don't want to lose that racks. Now, Chaos gets 4-staffed out, but the Unstable is going to hit him. He should maybe fall here. The stun goes. Obviously, the physical damage does not. And maybe looking for telekinesis, maybe looking for something. Super is still chasing. Chaos cannot get out in time. BKB getting charged, and a little bit too soon. It looks like Chaos will fall. Arrow does go through, but does not hit anything. And so a nice little pick off to add there, but it's a Venomancer. His cooldown is relatively low.
It didn't find the gem. It's just sitting here.
Oh boy, that's they could use that.
They could use it. Do they? Well, theirs is off cooldown, I guess, so they could just buy one of their own if they wanted. But they don't have a gem right now, and if somebody forgets to buy anti-invis, and the Moonlight Shadow destroys them, then oh man, that would be terrible. Well, good for first departure, terrible for Vici Gaming to lose a game to not carrying anti-invis.
Yeah, that would be something else, to say the least. Of all the ways.
They have one dust. They have one dust on RTK, and that's it.
Oh my god, of all the ways to lose the game, they're going to try to push down mid with all 5 heroes as of right now. They haven't taken down anything other than the tier 3 tower. Raxes are exposed. There's no buyback. They have to be very careful. The Ro16 is up. They're not going for it, though. They don't really care, and they really should, because that's an Aegis that they can give to Clinks, but they want to force it now. They want to deal with this, and they want to take the issue home. So without, I mean, the Venomancer does respawn. Fortification's going to go Orc and Malevolence on Super. He's silenced up. He's going to try to throw that. He will. His BKB's going to fly, and now the arrow flies as well, missing, actually hits Super, and of course absorbs it with that BKB. Now Ball Lightning, the Hex is up. Achin trying to fight outside of his base. Moonlight Shadow, Achin pulling him in. The big fight's going to happen now. Dust is going to go. Now the BKB are up on everybody. You can see the epicenter doing work. Sylar has to use his cheese. Burrow Strike coming through. He's taking a bit of damage. If he falls, this should be GG. Now First Departure losing a couple of heroes, but their main damage dealer is still there. No, the Abyssal Blade. Super's doing work. He's turning it all around. He's got a double kill. Lubby's trying to do what he can. Buybacks are none except for Lubby, but he is about to fall anyways. He hasn't died yet. Magic Wand Charge. Split Earth not there. Pulse Nova doing some damage. Super's coming around from the backside. There's going to be the Unstable. Stun's going to be up. Burrow Strike. TP away from the, of course, Storm Spirit. Lubby is going to go down to the Acid Spray. He has buyback. Without Sylar, they take the fight. Vici Gaming somehow do it.
Yikes.
Middle barracks
that was... I thought I saw Sylar die at the very start, and I was like, that's it. That's game. We're done. He's dead for ages. They're just gonna push down mid and end. But Super actually has the DPS to be rolled, and we've got one more round of buyback for First Departure.
The BKB, the Veil of Discord, the Burrow Strike. Super maybe in trouble. 4-step out. He's scythed up. They can't fight yet, and maybe they can. Turning on the Unstable, turning on the Chemical Rage. Achium dead for 90 seconds. No buyback. Now the racks, the ranged racks, that's gone. That's a mid racks. Done for. The first set of racks is at 60 minutes of the game. Go for Vici Gaming. The game's not done yet, though. Respawn timer for the Mirana, 51 seconds. They may lose 2 sets of racks here, and there's nothing they can really do to try to defend. You can see Hana throwing out the Astral Spirit, doing what he can. Lobby has his epicenter up in 4. Maybe that's what they need to try to initiate. Super should know it's coming. BKB may very well fly, if necessary. They've got to be careful. There's only one buyback that's on ROTK. Super can't buy back. If he goes down, he doesn't have it for another couple of minutes. In fact, 145, actually. So if they could stall long enough, he'll have that buyback. Clinks will be up in 17. BKB goes. Now Super trying to fight. Chaos getting absolutely wrecked, but Ghost Scepter is up. Split Earth misses. Now FY. Poison Nova goes. And they grab a kill. Burrow Strike coming through on FY Earth Splitter as well, but those are some ultimates down. Super's working on this tier 3 tower. If they can get Mega Creeps, it'll be huge, but BKB is gone. Hookshot in. ROTK's back. Battery Soul. Hana. BKB. Mech. Bash. There's the Abyssal Blade. He may fall. Burrow Strike in. No epicenter to follow up, but here's Sylar. There's the Orchid. Unstable Concoction flying. Split Earth. FD on their last legs. Lubby taking damage. Hookshot, and this is going to be a Chivik should fall. Manta Style. That's going to be it. Lubby's still alive. Moonlight Shadow's keeping him there. But the set of Raxes should fall. It'll be Mega Creeps and a Game 2 victory for VG in a marathon.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
What a game. This was back and forth until the very end again. GG from First Departure. It was exactly that. I mean, you asked me at the end of Game 1, closing thoughts. Wanted to see some good Dota. I think we definitely saw it.
I think that was some of the best Dota we could have possibly seen there. And, you know, that was just insane play coming out from both teams. Buybacks of plenty, missed opportunities here, there, huge plays elsewhere. And honestly, guys, we still have one more series to go for you. It's been a long night for me, but I will not have it any other way. We're going to jump into a quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, my name is Mont. With me tonight is Basekip. And Basekip, before we head out of here to the next series, any shouts, or where can they find you?
No, we got no time. The game's already underway. MVP versus LGD is happening right now. I don't even know if it's finished. I think it started like 58 seconds ago, so I think we gotta go.
All right, we're gonna go. We'll be right back, guys. Stick around.